welcome to the final part of Sonic Generations, where if you've been having fun so far, it's gonna stop here. Which, it's such a shame that this game wraps up in as an underwhelming state as it does.
Yeah. It's like, this is the one bit, and the colours level, that the 3DS version did so much better.
When you bring up colours, I would say I think Tropical is all. It might seem like an odd choice to have as a final level in a game, given it was like the opening one, but
yeah,
that's just it is a fun level, with the exception of like that one wisp that can be a little bit fiddly to control. But it is really fun in Gen 3DS, I think. Compare it to the riveting action going on screen right now, because yes, you do sort of have to go all the way around.
It is really odd how the Chaos Emeralds always have such a huge importance in Sonic, and it's odd how such a huge power came from Earth.
That's what happens when they're a plot MacGuffin that they need to reuse because they don't have much else.
The whole universe is about to be destroyed. Don't worry, what we need to fix it is right here, fortunately.
Yeah. It's
literally just down the street. Let me go and get it. It will be done in about 5 minutes.
And then what we'll do to be really smart is once we've finished fixing this problem with it, we'll lose them. So if anything else happens, we'll have to go find them again.
That's one question from Unleashed. It's like at the beginning of Unleashed, Sonic just has them.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, where was he hiding them? They just suddenly appear around him.
Well, it's like he pretty much thought, okay, I'm pretty much done with Eggman shit at this point. Yeah. I'll just get the Chaos Emeralds and be done with it. Yeah. But I kind of get the impression that there could have been a whole game leading up to that. If it was one of them 2-phase type games where you got the first part of the story and then the second part of the story. But no, we just admittedly the opening cutscene from Unleashed is so well done.
That's so good. Plus, it's also like Eggman predicted that Sonic had enough of this shit.
Yeah.
Just like, he's probably had enough, now I'll prepare for this.
No, maybe it was some character stat that you get in various personality type games like character RPGs, some sort of things, and it's like my social link with Sonic is so bad I've just passed this. He's due to come and launch his attack now.
Decide to get the Chaos Emeralds just in case, LOL.
What's that like? His fucking Twitter or some shit?
Don't worry, I've blocked Eggman. He totally can't see what I'm typing.
Remember, folks, blocking does nothing.
That's quite a boss gate, though.
Yeah, overkill much. Doctor Who-ish, isn't it? Like a time vortex. Are we going into that again, are we?
What is with the fingers on that?
I don't know.
Oh no, Eggman was behind it all along. Who would have
Really? Admittedly, I'll give him some lenience compared to things like Mario or whatever, because Eggman's not the final boss in every game. At least, is he? So there is that. It's every now and then they'll switch it up, and so it's not just I knew that every time. But in this case, it was pretty obvious that classic Robotnik was going to be here, wasn't it?
And this is technically a sequel to Colours.
Which I do like that they did that. And I like to imagine that this is a particular story arc, I guess, of Unleashed Colours Generations. Because they just lend themselves so well to being a series of games, don't they?
I would have preferred to have seen an actual animated scene of that rather than just still.
Oh, this is clearly Rush for Time.
Yeah.
I think the entire ending of this game is Rush for Time. Well, actually, the entire story in general is Rush for Time. This is a Sonic thing, though, isn't it? It's they're not very good at planning, scheduling.
There's no time management.
No. Well, that's because the Time Eater ate all their schedules.
Yeah. Most likely, they would probably blame it on that.
Yeah, because we're seeing the good side of the moon. This is the kind of thing that they result in.
We just rotated it, just don't matter.
Although, to be fair, you could
sort of make some assumptions about how like the tide and that's still working, given Eggman probably has his own gravitational pull.
I do like the comedy in this game though. Like it's pretty on point. I know there's not much of it, but what is there is pretty good.
It is pretty good. It's like
very self-aware and
it is another thing though that makes me wish they did more with it, because like you think how much material there potentially is to work here. Like, I know this isn't his thing at all, but I would love to see this kind of stuff that Aaron Webber would come up with, the guy who runs like these Sonic social media and shit. Because he's like the most fucking self-aware about how like Sonic's little quirks and shit. And I think if they were to go back to that with the sort of general sense of humour the Sonic series has nowadays, I think it would work a lot better, because they just seem like they're more willing to open wounds for this kind of humour nowadays.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times that they've just made little jabs at things like 06 and that, and just because like it's not really the sort of thing you can brush off, is it? So like now I'm glad they're taking it with a sense of humour.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that should be a pool of blood afterwards.
So where's this game rated against?
Don't care. He should either that or just cartoonishly flat.
Well, you say that,
bloodthirsty, man.
but like Unleashed, I think Unleashed was a 7 and that had blood showing, didn't it? Like, yeah, Dark Gaia. It was green blood, but it was blood.
Oh yeah, when he transforms.
Yeah, like all these, you see his eyeballs pop up and like all the blood around his mouth and shit, wasn't it?
And then the arms bursting out the sides of him.
Yeah, that was pretty fucked up, all things considered, wasn't it?
It's like, holy crap, Cthulhu has been living in the centre of the earth.
Admittedly, this is the same series where we've had a fucking execution scene in our end game, so I love that line. That's the sort of cheese I expect from Sonic. It just works so well.
Oh god, 2 Super Saiyans.
Yeah.
Why didn't they have Shadow and Silver helping in their super forms as well?
Because they'd rather not help and just go, "You got this, Sonic."
Oh god, that's such a cringe-worthy line.
Like, I know that's not really a fair thing to judge Shadow's new voice actor by, but I've heard his lines in Free Riders as well, and it's not good.
And there's Boo.
Yeah, and Boom. Is it the same guy? I can't actually remember.
I thought it was.
It probably is. So it's not very good there either.
I assumed. I thought you said at one point that was the same person.
It probably is. Yeah, to be fair, like they're mostly the same cast, aren't they?
Also, what's the point in Eggman fighting at this point, considering Supersonic is immune to all of everything and the effects of time?
I don't know, but this boss can be actually a right bitch sometimes. You know, because the problem is that you get through rings pretty quickly when you're boosting, and parts of the background are gold, so you can't see where new rings are.
This battle was done so much better in the 3DS version.
Yeah, that's not saying much, but it
was much more enjoyable.
Yeah, I know I said this in Planet Wisp, but I wish the ending of this game weren't so shit. Because this is like one of the worst final bosses from any Sonic game.
It's like it looks grand, but it doesn't feel it.
It looks grand. You know what else it looks like?
Land.
It looks like a homing shot. It's like they had to save at least one bit of terrible sound direction for the game, didn't they? And this is where they exert it. Every fucking character constantly. It looks like a homing shot. It looks like a homing shot. And how the fuck are they?
There we go.
Yeah, how the fuck are they even communicating with him?
I don't know.
Like, where are they?
From the looks of it, it's like they've been travelling through a really long pipe, as it looks.
Yeah, like,
they should be miles away from the others.
But at least in, 06 with Solaris, we saw there were bits of land around and shit that they could be perched on and whatnot.
It's like Solaris was above them and they were all below.
Yeah.
From what?
And things like Adventure 2, that was far out in space and shit, but we knew that they were communicating over like the walkie-talkies and shit. That makes sense. I see, it's like, where is everyone?
What would you say is one of your favourite boss battles then from the Sonic series?
Final Hazard.
Final Hazard.
It's gotta be. Fucking live and learn, bitch. I love that.
Yeah.
So second place is probably Solaris.
Yeah.
Solaris is hype as fuck. Perfect Chaos is okay. Like, it is a fun final boss, but you know.
What's the name of the mech that Eggman uses in colours at the end?
The Eggnegger Wisp
That
or
was-
something like that.
Was a decent battle.
The biggest disappointment for that with me is I love that Reach for the Stars cover that they used, like the one, I forget which orchestra it was, but it was a proper orchestra. They covered Reach for the Stars, but like it's a 4-minute piece or something, but you only hear it during the final phase. Anyway, I love these wow dog sort of thing going on here.
Yeah, but Time Eater can manipulate time completely. Oh yeah, then again, Chaos Emeralds allow him to travel through time and negate time and all that shit.
Yeah, the Chaos Emeralds just do whatever we need them
Yeah.
to do.
It's like Hyper Emeralds, what's the point?
Yeah, they just haven't touched them at all since 3K, have they? Or the Super Emeralds, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's Super Emeralds and then Hyper Sonic.
Yeah.
But what's the point? It's like they've already made Super Sonic really strong as it is. What is the actual purpose of the Super Emeralds?
I think that's why they just haven't brought it back.
Yeah.
There's no way you really could bring the Super Emeralds back, is there? It'd be really fillery and probably nostalgia pandering if they did. Like, I say nostalgia pandering looking at the fucking game we're doing right now, but still.
Eggman had ultimate omnipotence in his hand. He could destroy time completely, and he used it to shoot little energy balls.
And that was the story of how Sonic caught his hot dog.
Yeah.
The gang's all here, folks. The gang's all here.
Classic Sonic's just thinking, wow, this is a lot of filler.
Look at all these characters who do fuck all. Like, when was the last time Vector did anything? I think that was like Heroes or some shit. Well, actually, he was in Shadow, wasn't
I love this. Just discussing where does Sonic keep all those rings.
he? These are the sort of jokes we should have been getting all the way through.
Yeah. So where does he hide them? I don't know. I tried asking at one point, but I just forgot.
You don't want to know.
That'll help you out in the future. I mean, the past. You know what I mean.
I think what they're going for is a sort of like bittersweet vibe, but it's just so underwritten that it just doesn't quite work. But I do get what they're going for with classic and modern here.
I like that in the 3DS version, Classic Sonic just learns the homing attack like that, whereas in this, at the end, he's trying to learn it.
Well, that looked more like him trying to do a jump dash than a homing attack. Because like he wasn't
Probably.
hooked onto anything, was he? He was
True.
just sort of there.
And now Sonic's lying to himself.
Yep.
You're a dickhead. How can you do that to yourself?
What did he say?
He said, enjoy your future, it's going to be great.
Well, to be fair, if you got a young kid and you go, it's all downhill from here, buddy. You know that ain't gonna go over too well.
At least Classic Sonic will at least try to avoid his future.
But we've just seen the whole game; it's already written in stone for him. But yeah, that was Sonic Generations, and I do like the little touch here. We have the end credits medley, and we do see footage of all the different games. For some reason, some of them they aren't playing too well, but I'll leave that. It's not quite as bad as that one thing in Sonic Genesis where he gets to the end and it just still chugs through the like already scripted gameplay. But yeah, we should probably start wrapping up here. So, Chris, final thoughts on Sonic Generations? Go, mate.
I think it's just like it's a good, fun Sonic game. It's a crowd pleaser. It's just a fun game, isn't it? Really, it's just it's good to see all the levels back again and sort of done.
The phrase you use there, crowd plays, that is essentially what this is. It plays it incredibly safe, but they know what people wanted for the 20th anniversary, and I think it works very well for that in terms of that context. Nowadays, I don't go back to it as much, but Like, that's just because I'm so thirsty for some new Sonic. I want a new boost game. Come on, give it to a Sega. I want that. Yeah. But yeah, Stephen, what do you think of Generations on the whole?
It's the best Sonic game.
Best one.
Honestly, I think it's the perfect Sonic game because you get the classic and the new.
I would debate it being the best one. I think like it does cover all grounds at least somewhat. Like excluding the adventure era because it just presented it as modern for some reason. Yeah. But like you got classic covered, but I don't think classic controls as well as old classic here. And you got modern, but you know, like it's held back by performance and shit. Don't get me wrong, I'm being very critical here, but on the whole, it's a fucking fantastic game. It's just leaves a little bit to be desired to me personally. I do like that they do show off the other games here. It's like the sort of conclusiveness, isn't it?
It's like, here's what they used to look like.
And like the versions of these songs they use in the medley we're listening to right now, it's like they are mostly based on the original arrangements of them. There's a few different tweaks that have been done, like just to kind of make it all flow together smoothly, which is fair enough. I do sometimes like just putting this end credits medley on and just like listen to it through, and it is a cool medley just to listen to. The 3DS version has its own one, which in turn is pretty cool, and that's just got all the levels from the 3DS version. Got SA2 on screen, I fucking love SA2. I'm always going to love SA2. I'm not going to get away from that or whatever, it's just like such a fucking great game to me.
What other levels would you have liked to see from SA2 in this?
We went over this briefly in Cityscape, Final Rush, or I think, Steve, you mentioned Pyramid Cave, didn't you?
Oh, that would be quite good.
I don't remember mentioning the Pyramid. I remember mentioning Radical Highway.
Oh yeah, that was one. Yeah, I'll go for Pyramid Cave, to be honest. Like Pyramid Cave or Final Rush.
You said the beach one for Adventure one, didn't you?
Oh no, the Adventure I would have probably gone for like Lost World if it was tweaked around, or Final Leg. Final Leg would have been fun. I think in this footage they're running the 50Hz PAL version of it. It looks a lot slower than the actual game itself runs, like at 60Hz.
All it needs is to be slower.
Yeah, when I was trying to get the footage together for the Hellfire run of this, like after I got the whole thing recorded, that was one thing that I noticed. You notice if you play on 60Hz, the timer goes too fast. Like the whole game's sped up.
What?
Seriously, like I did some like tinkering around with the footage because like we saw the footage and thought this actually looks a bit fast, but no, it's the 50Hz version in general. When I looked it up, it's just you like might have passed a minute, but the timer's like showing like a minute 20 or some shit. Like it's the PAL optimization because the NTSC versions of it are fine, but now the PAL version is just weird.
Funny how 06 sort of looks competent in this.
Well, no, there is some slowdown in parts.
Yeah, but it doesn't look bad as such in this.
Look at that frame rate! You jumped over there, look at that!
Still looks better than 06. No, still looks better than Heroes.
Yeah.
That's a plus in my book.
I know I brought this up when we were on a bit of a digression during Chemical Plant, but I do respect the way that they did go out of their way to remake Rooftop Run, because if you think about it, they could have got away with literally copy and pasting that, like asset for asset, but they went and remade quite a lot of stuff. I think they might, like some of the environmental assets would have been reused just because they had it, but like the level layout and shit, it was all original, new, and I like that because it's them not taking the easy way out. I'm glad this game didn't have as many QuickTime events as Unleashed.
And then there's Unleashed, the trailer shot.
Yeah, it's a lot fancier, but both of them like, why did they leave her in? Come on, like you've got to film like a minute of it for the trailer, for the credits roll even. Why would you leave in taking a hit? Come on now.
Even Planet Wisp in colours on the Wii actually looked quite pretty when you're running through the field.
What I like doing nowadays is if you plug your Wii U in through HDMI and you play the Wii games on that, it upscales it to 1080p. And like, granted, it's never going to look as clean as, say, a native 1080p picture, but it still looks really pretty. There's certain games that work really well. That's how I recorded Unleashed for like Hellfire playthroughs. It just looks so nice. And like, some people aren't too keen on the sort of jaggies you get from doing that, but like, I'd rather it be too jaggy than too blurry, you know? Like, if you go into either extreme, it's going to be jaggies for me. Yeah, we get our little wrap up. And that is cool, I think.
They stuck in an image of Elise.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, just for a moment.
They could have put in the screenshot of them kissing. Let's be frank here, they didn't go for the worst one.
If this was Doctor Who, if Sonic high-fived his past self, the Reapers would have appeared and eaten everyone.
Oh, right, yeah.
Extra cutscene.
Oh, yes.
I do really like this. It's a silly thing, but this is another part where they just got the humour spot on.
What? You were the one who said you saw a door over here. Well, I know it was one of us.
Because I just like the idea of Eggman just getting in a row with himself like this.
Yeah.
How did he escape?
Oh, he's stuck in this void. Like, maybe if all the games after this are actually inside Eggman's head, Lost World is actually an Eggman coma theory.
And Lost World is code for, like, he's lost his world.
It's a metaphor for Eggman's inner feeling. Boom was when he run out, like when he stopped breathing, and that was how it made him feel.
Depends on your definition of win. Beating Sonic. Oh.
I know this has been brought up by everyone at this point, but they do overlook the fact that Eggman did sort of winning Riders. Debatable, but
I don't think he won because they just went, here you go. They could have easily beaten him up. They just went, here you go, it's shit. Yeah.
Yeah, just have this shitty old carpet. It's not magical or anything, even though I'll be riding on one in Secret Rings. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Sonic Generations playthrough. Thank you for watching, and join us next time for another FlameHisWorld playthrough. See you then.